Today we're talking about this versus this. Manipulating the slide stop or slide release versus racking the slide has kind of become a debate on the internet. And if you haven't seen part one of kind of this series of video, I'll put a link in the card up here if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're watching on another platform, make sure you check out the webpage and search for the briefing room videos. But in that previous video, we talked about manipulating the slide. So whether you should be coming over the top and manipulating or using the front serrations, because that in and of itself causes a bunch of internet debate. Thank you guys very much for spending a few minutes of your day checking out this video. My name is Dave Tim with Guns and Tactics. You can check us out online, gunsandtactics.com. And if you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe. Today we're talking about now the next evolution naturally, which is to use the slide stop for reloads or to use these serrations and do a slide manipulation. And the previous comments in that first video were basically saying versus racking over the top versus using front serrations that the most efficient way is to just use the slide stop, which of course, that's what we're going to be doing today. I agree with that. However, you're also going to hear about this is a fine motor skill, and you can't use that in stress or competition or a gunfight, or these will get you killed or whatever other mumbo jumbo you read about. And I'll admit, before I knew any better, I kind of drank some of that Kool-Aid of, oh, gross motor skills, gross motor skills. So let me go ahead, unload show clear for all of the internet range safety officers out there. We're talking about fine motor skills. So slide locks back to the rear in an emergency reload. I insert my mag. Under this internet lore, I'm not going to be able to have the fine motor skills to manipulate this little button. Just not going to happen. However, I was able to manipulate this little button. Weird. Or if I take it one step further, depending on the type of holster you use, I was able to manipulate all of these buttons. So evidently I can do some things with fine motor skills, but I can't do others. And that is where I started to learn the wonderful skill of critical thought. You should be applying critical thought to all the techniques and things that you read about, see about, learn about at classes or whatever, because sometimes some of the crap out there is literally just crap. So let's take an honest, hard look at the numbers, and we'll see what it's like manipulating the slide versus slide stop for your reloads. And again, just so you guys are all on the same page, we're talking about emergency reloads, mandatory reloads, whatever slide lock reloads, whatever term you want to apply, but basically it's when you fire, the gun goes dry, the slide comes back and it gets locked back on an empty mag, so we're presented with this situation, this status of your gun. So obviously we'll need to drop the mag, retrieve our new mag, and then return the slide into battery. So we can either use front serrations, rear serrations, or the slide stop / slide release, depending on what terminology you use. So let's get some numbers and kind of get some comparison. I'll go ahead and set up. And then what I'm going to be doing is also practicing from the draw, so I can get, again, practice a draw stroke, get my first good hit on my steel target, which is about 7 yards away, same thing it was in the previous video. And then we'll kind of see what our numbers are for first shot hit, as well as reload time. First shot was a 118 with a 150 reload. First shot was a 111 with a 142 reload for a total of 253. First shot was a 116 with a 144 reload for a total of 260. First shot was a 108 with a 142 reload for a total of 250. First shot was a 110 with a 144 reload for a 254. So on average, we're probably right around that 2.5, 2 3/4 seconds. So now let's take a look at what it's like when I use those slide serrations to manipulate the slide. First shot was a 116 with a 191 reload, so a total of 307. $120 for the first shot, 191 reload, 311. First shot was a 110 with a 236 reload, which I fumbled, which I'm not perfect, it happens. Let's see if we can not fumble everything. First shot was a 108 with a 186 reload, 294. $122 with a 178, total of 3 flat. $116 first shot with a 189, 305. So as you can see, I'm adding about a half second consistently with my reload time by manipulating the slide versus using the slide stop. Now let's do one other demo. Let's take it really old school and use the serrations the olden way. First shot was a 125, so a little bit slower, but my reload time then, it was over 2 seconds. So that wasted time of coming completely off, all the way back, completely back out, just again adds these little fractions of seconds, which adds up. So as you can see, manipulating the slide stop is by far the most efficient. So here's how I break down my emergency loads. Guns empty, empty mags, empty mags. When the slide locks back to the rear, pew, 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 slide locks back. As I'm transitioning to my new mag, hand goes down to the new mag, I'm ejecting and I'm dropping the empty mag as this one's coming up. After I drop the empty mag, this thumb no longer needs to be here anymore. Its next job is to move up to the slide stop or slide release, whatever you want to call it, and get ready for this magazine. I rotate a little bit to make it a little bit easier. Mag goes in, firm seat. As it does that firm seat, slide stop is pressed, and now I can just simply roll back into my grip, come back out, find my sight, and acquire my target and press the trigger. It's literally just as simple as that. So I'll break it down one more time again. Pew, 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 pew. Slide locks back. I realize, okay, the slide's locked back to the rear. I got to reload. I come back. Thumb moves to the mag release. Retrieve my new mag. Mag out. Thumb moves up to the slide stop, slide release. Mag in. Firm seat. As I'm doing that firm seat, it's kind of like a 1-2. 1-2. Slide returns forward. Drive on. Find my sight. Acquire my target. Press the trigger. And that's just how simple it is. That's how I do it. I'm sure you guys will sound off in the comment section below your thoughts, but get out to the range and try the different techniques and see what works better for you. And if you're not training with a shot timer, I highly encourage you to train with a shot timer. This is the real data. The numbers don't lie. Also, check your hits. Are you actually making your hits? If it's a miss, it doesn't count. We want to go only as fast as we can get our good hits, and we can do things proficiently. And that'll help your journey to be more efficient with your handgun. So I hope you found this helpful. Please sound off in the comment section below if you have any requests for range videos or what your thoughts were. And again, find us online and on our social media outlets, and please hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you liked the content. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day. Oh, it was a 102. Smoking, except for I yanked my first shot because I got excited. We work really hard to make content that we hope you as a shooter would enjoy. Subscribe to our channel, check out our featured videos and playlists, and if you have a question firearms related, go ahead and send an email to the address shown on the screen to be entered into our monthly QA series.